Hey team, how we doing? This is Coach Dana Cavalea checking in with you today. Anyway, we're back on the pod, and each time I come on, I'd like to give you just a simple lesson, something to think about. And, I'd like to share some experiences within my own life. Sometimes I reference my blog. And last week I talked about the word control. And we all know that sometimes when we try to control things, we end up becoming controlled and oftentimes owned by our own thought process, player. And I could remember quite clearly my father probably overcoaching me from the offensive side of the game, saying, don't press. The more you press, the worse you will play, right? So a lot of times, we press and we push and we resist because, again, we're still trying to grab control of things, right? So if we stop pressing, we stop pushing, and we allow things to organically unfold, and I'm saying organically unfold once you have made sure that you have practiced and prepared yourself. Allow things to happen, allow things to take their natural pace and their natural point of progression. And, in my book coming up, Becoming a Champion, there's a chapter that I wrote that, talked about us, planning and over planning. And now there's so many programs out there and courses and all the gurus, and everyone says, plan, make sure you have a plan, make sure you plan. And we miss a lot of great things when we're trying to over plan. I know myself, some of my worst moments are, when I'm writing everything in my notebook and I'm planning everything from start to finish. And we all know that things don't go that way. It doesn't work like that. Just because you put it on paper doesn't mean that the start to finish is going to be exactly how you planned it. And a lot of times, we don't really want it to be. Some of my greatest moments I know in life have come from when I actually took my foot off the gas and allowed myself to coast. And man, I met some incredible people and learned some great lessons. And I ended up in situations that, I never could have actually planned for. And pretty cool. I know, after a lot of games, with the Yankees, you spend the whole day with the players and the guys, and, you just want to grab a couple minutes to yourself. And I know that I would just wander around all these cities, and I'd meet some really cool local people, and end up at, restaurants. And I always used to sit at the restaurant bar because I never knew who I'd meet, who was sitting next to me, who else was traveling. And again, I met some incredible people. How could I have scripted that? How could I have planned that? And what I did was I just opened the space and said, listen, man, sometimes it's great to just coast. It's like jumping out of that plane when you go skydiving and, you don't pull the chute right away. And then when you pull it, then you get that coasting feeling as well. And you get to kind of just observe and calm yourself down and start to enjoy and explore. And that's really what it's about. The over-planning process could be a very, very dangerous process. So the word resistance, in my blog, I wrote about, think about, being in a bench press position. And, depending on whether you're male or female and how much weight is on top of you. I know for a male, typically, if you have 350 pounds, 300 pounds coming down at you, over time, that'll wear you down. I said resistance, the word, the bench press equivalent is that 300 pounds coming on top of you all day, every day, weeks at a time, months at a time, even years at a time. I mean, how are you going to feel at the end of that? You're probably going to be pretty exhausted and pretty cooked. So if you just kind of let it come down easy, you could even let it rest on your chest for a little bit and gather yourself and get your energy back. So just a simple analogy that I used in my blog. But really, at the end of the day, we need to conserve our energy, and we need to use that energy in the right places. And if we press, if we push, if we over-resist, we burn down our energy, we end up fatigued, we end up tired, we have less to give, and we have less to enjoy. So, no matter what position you're in, any position in life, really, whether you're a leader, coach, player, whatever position that you're in, it's very important that you sit back and start to look at everything that's coming at you and understand what's coming at you, but most importantly, understand your reaction, to those things. All we can do is, control our reaction to the resistance. And I tell you what, if you find yourself in a state of chronic stress, or, you're a type A and you're a push kind of guy or girl, take your foot off the gas for a little bit and see what that feels like. And I got to tell you, you'll probably be scared to death, the first 24 to 36 hours. But we all know, especially the type A overachiever out there, usually we need to take 10-day vacations, because the first 3 days, it's just trusting the fact that you're even on vacation, and, nothing on the home front is going to go awry. But after those 3 days, we settle in pretty nicely and start to enjoy ourselves. But just be aware of the resistance, make sure it doesn't eat you up, and try to take moments each day where you could actually enjoy what's going on around you, the people that are around you, and just take that in. And before I go, I just want to share one other thing. I was up in Tampa 2 days ago, and I was back at Steinbrenner Field, watching the boys play a spring training game, and I was sitting in the stands with some of my old players who are now scouts, and we were watching the game together. And it was a great moment, having been a coach for probably the greatest organization in professional sports, and, having coached some truly incredible people and incredible players, both from the physical side, and the mental side, helping them deal with stress and overcome situations. And to sit there and see them advancing to the next place in their life was pretty cool. And then to watch them working and sitting with them and understanding the game from a different standpoint was pretty cool. But I also just sat back and took it all in, and I said, man, I had some really, really great moments that at the time I feel like I missed. I wasn't fully present for, because I was so focused on achievement and being the best and making it happen and creating a reputation for myself and, winning, that I missed the moments. And I know it's cliche and everyone says, be present. And really, I didn't know how to be present, just like I'm sure many of you don't know how either. So when I use the word resistance, it's really saying don't resist and let things come to you so you can actually be present. And as things are coming at you, don't be afraid to take your foot off of the gas. Because that moment when you could let that fear go and you could actually be present and you're not in that fight or flight response is when you'll really be able to take in what's going on around you and who's around you and truly value really everything around you. So that's today's lesson with the real Coach D. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I love putting out content for you. I really hope that you appreciate it. Again, I don't know all things, but I just like to share my perspectives and give you an honest, personal sermon, if you will, a couple times a week. And, I do have the podcast, which is now on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and it's on iTunes. I made it to iTunes, guys. I made it. It's called Becoming a Champion. I just named it, and I named it kind of in line with my new book that's coming out this spring called Becoming a Champion. And that's what this is about. We all want to become champions in life and business, and that's what the game is. Become a champion in life, become a champion in business, and become a champion of your own health. So check it out, DanaCavalea.com. If you like any of this stuff, please share it. My objective is to help as many people as I can, and it requires you to help me do that. So any questions you have, Dana@DanaCavalea.com, and you know where to find me on Twitter, on Instagram, The Real Coach D, LinkedIn, I'm all over. So I hope you enjoy. Hope you guys have a great day, and keep chasing greatness, and don't forget to take your foot off the gas every once in a while. This is Coach D, signing out.